Republicans are gathered in Milwaukee, Wisconsin to promote their presidential nominee, former President Donald Trump. This is, of course, following an assassination attempt on the former president. We're hearing from some Vermont leaders tonight for the first time about their reaction to the attempted assassination on Trump over the weekend.
NBC5's Stephen Biddix joins us now from the newsroom. Stephen, the attempt on the former president happened just days before all the Republicans gathered in Wisconsin.
Yes, Brian and Liz, it did, and people I spoke with on all sides of the aisle today, some for and some against former President Donald Trump, call it a scary sight and say it just speaks to the fact that the rhetoric around American politics right now is too polarizing and needs toned down.
This was a true assassination attempt on a leader in our country.
Days after an assassination attempt on former President Donald Trump, Vermont and party leaders overwhelmingly called for unity and a cool-off on the divisive political rhetoric, adding this is not how democracy is supposed to work.
Former President Trump came within an inch of possibly losing his life at a political rally. We should be better than this. This isn't what our democracy is founded on.
The norms we have of a country as a rule of law, of renouncing violence as a means of political persuasion, they're under threat. And I think every one of us has to do everything we can to make certain that we abide by peaceful transfer of power.
The rhetoric that's going on with the negativity and the personal attacks going on both sides needs to stop.
Vermont's Republican National Committeeman is supportive of the Trump and J.D. Vance ticket, contrary to Vermont's Republican Governor Phil Scott, who's repeatedly spoken out against Trump.
I think you have to look at your pocketbooks. You have to look at affordability. Can you afford housing here in Vermont? Can you afford the price of food? Can you afford gasoline? All these things are brought on by this current administration.
But the Democrat Welsh, who has asked for President Joe Biden to step back for a better Democratic candidate, has concerns with the Republican ticket.
He's doubling down, on his America First approach, and I disagree with the former President Trump's policies. J.D. Vance totally embraces them, so I'm not surprised at the pick, but I'm not supportive of the ticket.
It's still unclear who Governor Phil Scott will be voting for after voting for President Joe Biden in 2020, but at the moment, he's more concerned about a dysfunctional Congress and political system, hoping instead of just using this as a time for parties to unite, but that the nation also uses it as a time to come together. Live in the newsroom, Stephen Biddix, NBC5 News.